this is pretty much the end of your workday, and so we appreciate your time. And the best part of this is that you're my sister, and so so you know it's one thing to kind of brag on you and shine a light on you, because I know you've been in this business for a while. So I wanted to kind of give my coworkers the understanding of what happens when we send leads over to a community. One thing I'll say is we kind of don't have the understanding when we're speaking to our families of what the next step is after we send them. So that's the reason why I'm interviewing you today. And I just wanted to make a cheat sheet for my coworkers almost.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you for thinking of me.
Yeah. Okay. So the very first question I wanted to ask you is, and actually all of these questions fall in line with what the families ask us, and so I wanted to get the perspective of the executive director's answers, because we know you run the building. And so the first question I have is, how long have you been the ED here at your community?
Well, I've been the executive director here since April of 2020. I started my nursing journey and I was attending Austin Peay State University. And my sister-in-law at the time was working here at this community. And she said, Chanel, this will be a great stepping stone for you. You should come and apply. And that's what I did. And I have been here ever since. I started as a caregiver, and then I transitioned to the memory care director role, which I absolutely loved. I loved the world of dementia. And then from there, I was promoted to the assistant executive director, and from there, the executive director.
That's beautiful, beautiful transition. And then you said, as far as memory care, why would you say that was, I know you said you love the world of dementia. Why would you say memory care was pretty much your favorite?
I would say that because the world of memory care is so misunderstood. It takes a lot of education for people to understand, and even sometimes with a boatload of education, they still don't get it. And that's okay, because that world is for special people. And I feel like those who work in the world of memory care are very, very special.
Wow. If you could think of one particular resident when you were in the memory care, if you could think of one, what would you say was the most special about that particular resident?
Well, this particular resident was from Japan, and she was able to articulate how she came to the States, that she was a part of the bombing that took place there, that she lost her entire family. And a lot of times when our residents move into memory care, people think that they don't remember anything. And they do, more so long-term information, but that particular resident was able to paint a beautiful picture of her former life, if you will, and how she could not remember anything of her present. So she was able to articulate that. So she had a specific type of dementia where they remember everything that's going on of previous, and that they don't remember anything. It's tricky, but I absolutely love her, and she is still here.
She's still here. That's special. And you know, I'm for how long you've been here, I think I know exactly who you're talking about, because you showed me, you know, a lot of what you do, which, like I said, you're kind of like my cheat sheet, so I wanted to share you with everybody. But so my next question is, how does your position affect the rest of your staff?
On so many levels. So I would say that I'm the sailor leading the ship, but there are so many departments that allow us to come full circle. So I'm the support. I will do whatever I can for my team to be successful, but I like for them to lead the way in their specific department. It's very, very important for me, for my folks to be creatively free.
Okay.
So then I jump in when necessary.
That's good. Okay. How long has this particular community been established?
27 years
27
as of
years.
June of this year.
Okay, awesome. Can you give us an idea of what some of your activities look like with either assisted living or memory care?
Well, often we combine the two.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if we're going on a journey, if it's a scenic outing or we've gone to Loretta Lynn's ranch, we combine memory care and assisted living for that trip. And sometimes we separate the two. It just depends on what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
We might go out to Longhorn or the restaurant of our residents' choice. We vote, where would you all like to go? Mm-hmm. We might go to the movies. We might go thrift shopping. A lot of my ladies love to thrift shop, a couple of my gentlemen too. So whatever they want to do, we focus on tailoring everything to our residents and build off of that.
Okay. And then I know you said you have those outings. So what about when it's like running an errand for them? Like what do you guys do with grocery shopping and things like that?
Well, we have specific days for that. Our residents are very vocal. So they want to go on Wednesdays at 9:30 to Kroger one week, Walmart the following week. And it must be in that rotation because we have so many residents that don't care for Kroger, which is perfectly fine, and so many residents that do not care for Walmart.
Can you tell me what the security environment looks like for your memory care?
It's fun. We have what we call life stations as soon as you enter our secured environment. So when you walk into our memory care, which is called Flourish, there's a grocery store as soon as you walk in to the left. So that allows for our residents that care to engage in grocery store settings, whether it's buying some lemons and some cereal or running the cash register, they are able to interact and engage in purposeful, meaningful activities. So we have a life station here as soon as you enter. And then as you walk down the hall, you'll run into our activities and dining area, which has a big courtyard that sits in the center of that. So memory care is one big square, but there are a multitude of things along the way that help our residents throughout the day on an engagement level.
Okay, wow, that's awesome. And so with the grocery store, that's like the station, the life engagement station, is that what you said it was?
Life station.
Life station. What do you see some of your residents doing when they go to the life station?
Well, the grocery store, a lot of my residents will pick up lemon and limes specifically. Sometimes they might take a bite at one. Any type of engagement is what we're looking for them.
Oh, okay.
So if that's what they want to do in that moment, we have items in memory care that we know if they took a bite of it, it would not hurt them.
Okay.
We have a secretarial area. A lot of my former teachers, my retired teachers, absolutely love the secretarial area. Or we have the typewriter, yes.
A typewriter.
Yes.
Instead of computers.
Yes. Typewriter.
That is awesome.
A great deal of envelopes, the things that helped them go back to what once was.
Yeah, that's really awesome. What would you say the biggest difference is with your memory care and assisted living?
It's a security.
Just the security?
Yes.
Okay. And then how does your security work? Can you give my associates an idea of, how the residents' family members are able to go in through that area?
Sure. So any of our residents' families that come into the community, they sign in at the kiosk at our front desk. 95% of the time, our receptionist is there. Then after hours, our team will assist them in getting to memory care by punching in the code on the keypad.
Okay.
And our team is to help coming and going, to help on the security side.
So they don't have that code. And then your residents, if they were to push that door, they can't get out.
It would alarm, and after about 20 minutes, they would be able to leave the secured environment. But that's why we're here, to help redirect them.
I love that. What does availability look like right now? If I was to say, I wanted to bring my grandfather in, what would you tell me as far as assisted living? Do you have any availability?
We have one apartment available.
Okay.
On our assisted living side of the community.
What about your memory care?
7.
You have 7? Okay.
Yes.
All right. And so, can you give us an idea of what the process looks like for an assessment, like a health assessment for anybody that's potentially looking to move in?
Yeah. So typically our families tour the community. That's what we want. We want them to come into this space and actually enjoy and engage with our team members, the residents that currently reside here. A lot of our potentials will interact with our residents. They'll ask them questions. Hey, how do you like living here? Are you happy? Are you unhappy? Our prospects are very, very specific when they come and tour the community. So they tour first.
Right.
And then from there, if they're truly interested, we set up an assessment with our health and wellness director.
Okay. So definitely that tour, you definitely suggest that first before anything after.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then as far as some of the questions that are on the assessment, do you have an idea of any of them in particular that you can?
Yeah, we will ask what month it is. Do you know what season it is?
Oh, wow.
Who's the president right now? Do you need assistance with toileting?
Okay.
Bathing assistance? Those day-to-day activities that we know our potential residents may need help with.
Okay, gotcha. That's so helpful, I know, for you guys, especially in them getting the right level of care. When do you typically not accept a resident, or what is a failed assessment? What does that typically entail, or what does that look like?
Volatile residents that are challenged on a behavioral level.
Okay.
If we have a resident that has some behavior challenges, we typically like to get psych involved to help them.
Okay.
If psych is unsuccessful, then we typically try to help the family find another resource for placement.
Oh, okay. Now, is that if they've already been here, or is that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
What about for somebody who hasn't even started their journey here? What would be a failed assessment? What does that look like? Finances, or like with their health?
Really nothing, because we can accept residents up until they are. If we had a resident, for example, that was at home on hospice and wanted to transition to the community, we could do that. If they're bed bound, they can reside here at the community as long as they are on hospice. So it's the behavior in which we would have challenges with. If a resident was at home and they were extremely violent and it wasn't something we could help them with by transitioning them to psych before coming to the community, then that would be a denial for us.
Okay, so you guys deal a lot with mobility challenges, which is great.
We do.
That's awesome. Do you guys have a time limit for your assessments? Like, how long is it good for?
Well, I'll say prior to coming to the community, it will be good for about a week.
Okay.
And then we reassess in 30 days.
If somebody said, well, Mom, she already had an assessment somewhere else, so is it okay if we just use that for your community as well? What do you typically tell them?
Well, we would just have to share with them that our assessment is not set up like the other community or whomever came and assessed their loved one. We have very specific items, like I spoke to earlier. We're tailoring everything to that resident, so we need to lay eyes on that resident for ourselves so that we can provide the right assessment for our team to take care of them successfully.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Chanel Smith, Executive Director, and I look forward to the results of this. Thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you once again for thinking of me and thinking of us. I appreciate you.